And welcome back to All Over the Map. Thanks for tuning in. We have the Daily UK No Move Challenge. It is week number 5 of this. I think Daily Challenge number 21. Pretty crazy that we're here. Uh, Continue this Monday through Fridays during the week. Hopefully you're enjoying this. If you are enjoying it, let me know in the comments down below and hit the like button because it really helps the channel. I'd like to know who really likes this content. I know a lot of you do. Even if you haven't commented, just comment, say you like it. And then just my request is, do you like the same games? I'm going to play a different one today, famous UK places, which will be interesting. And then I'll look up on Wikipedia the famous place because there's chances are it might be famous to you, it might not be famous to me, if that makes any sense. Anyway, we're going to get into this one. As usual, we're going to do this as a 2-minute round time, no move challenge. And the play along link, for those of you that want to play along, will be in the description below. So continue doing maybe town squares, British cities, British town centers. If you got a map, you've got a map. Okay, so we get a stadium. So it's interesting. Famous UK places. And we get a football stadium for round 1, which means, because I haven't done it last week, I need to upload a video for All Over the Stands, my stadiums channel. So go check that over there. This guy's pointing there at something. And it's interesting, there's the touch line, I guess, the assistant referee's tracks. I always find that interesting, up and down the pitch. By the way, I coach youth football, and we always seemingly are on this bench on this side. So we always see this. And this weekend with the grass, actually, it was one of our first games on grass in a while. We had the wearing down of the touch line because it's that time of year. It's November. By the way, it is the 3rd of November, 2025, for those of you that want to know when I'm doing this game, the Daily Challenge. But Rangers Football Club, I guess is the largest football club, arguably in Scotland at least. Let's take a quick look at the stadium. But yeah, I need to do a stadiums game, which I'll probably do UK stadiums or Finland football stadiums on All Over the Stands this week. But Ibrox is where we are. And do we need to look it up? Yeah, we're going to look it up. Ibrox Stadium. On the River Clyde, it is the 3rd largest football stadium in Scotland with a capacity of 51,700. And anyway, not sure what size it is. Record attendance. Could you imagine 118,567 Old Firm derby against Celtic in 1939? How's that even possible? They just people smaller, they squeeze together. What's the deal with that? How do you get 118,000? I guess the stands might have been different. So it's like a canyon of some sort. I don't know where this is. So this will be interesting. We got a tunnel. We got a dry river. A place that I don't have car. It doesn't look. Well, I guess cars would go across this. Maybe it looks small, so maybe it's like a footbridge. I don't know. All right, people are going to know this. This is not famous for me, so like I said, some of these rounds could get a 0. Well, I don't know if we get a 0, but where would this be? I don't know. The stone's kind of an interesting one. Again, I'll make note of some things that look familiar to me because I live on the East Coast of the United States. But by the way, I wanted to get the Patreon up, doing games about where I've been throughout the United States and the world. And I will be certainly doing that. But it probably won't happen for at least a couple of weeks. Got football tournaments this upcoming weekend, just a lot of stuff going on with work, kids, and all that stuff. But I will be doing stuff of where I've been and exploring, learning more about that. And when I look at this sort of thing, it reminds me of like the mid-Atlantic in the United States, up into the Northeast. So it's just, you can take it or leave it, but it's kind of what it looks like. I got 20 seconds. I'm not really sure where this is, but I'm going to go near the Peaks District. It's probably south of here. But anyway, not even close. We're near Bristol. Wow. The Clifton Suspension Bridge. Interesting. I have never been to the UK. There's the Ashton Gate Stadium. I would have never thought this was right next to the city of Bristol. In my head, think, well, I guess they are rolling hills, but it look a little more mountainous with some of that stone. But now I know. There's the Clifton Suspension Bridge. So we'll take a look at that. Bridge in Bristol. Spanning the Avon Gorge and the River Avon. Okay, 1.5 mile long gorge in Bristol. It runs south to north through limestone. That's it. Limestone Ridge. There's a lot of limestone in the east coast of the United States, so that's interesting. Since opening in 1864, that has been a toll bridge, the income from which provides funds for its maintenance. Okay, makes sense. But 1864, the idea of building a bridge across the gorge originated in 1753. Wow, suspension bridge and the toll. Daily traffic 8,000 cars. Okay, it does carry cars across that, pedestrians and cyclists, and that's a pretty cool. That's a pretty cool spot. So now I know the Clifton Suspension Bridge and where that is. So hopefully, if I ever see famous places again, we'll get it. All right. So we go from Ibrox to the Clifton Suspension Bridge to Stonehenge, which most Americans probably can guess this famous UK place and what it is out of these three. I don't know if Americans can really get that. Can I get it? Yeah, I've looked this up on the map. I think it's near Salisbury. So I've looked this up on the map several times. It's a couple shows from the United States that had live. I don't know what it was happening. Maybe it was on the solstice or something. They were live, and I was always curious about where this was, so I looked it up. Guys on a pretty big phone. That phone looks pretty. It's a big phone. Got red shoes too as well. And groups of people. So just here in the countryside, people taking pictures of that. But Stonehenge. So what is the origins of Stonehenge? Were they aliens? Always curious what people think about Stonehenge now. Well, this is never good because there it is, Stonehenge. So we'll just drop it there. Perfect score. All right, I just dropped it somewhere around Stonehenge. So let's take a look at that, see what Wikipedia says about Stonehenge Prehistoric Monument. I have been to, in Ireland, Newgrange, ancient burial tombs. That's always interesting how the stone, I think the stone there came from the south or of Ireland, like Wexford or something, and it was moved. It was always pretty interesting to me how, same thing with the pyramids, how that gets there, right? Stonehenge in July 2007. A prehistoric megalithic structure in the Salisbury Plain. What's the Salisbury Plain? It says Chalk Plateau in southern England. Yeah, it's regarded as a British cultural icon. So would you consider it a cultural icon? Like when you think, okay, here's a question of this game, and I'd love to know your thoughts. When you, if you're watching this and you're from the UK, what is your, let's see real quick, what's something that you would want people on the outside to visit in the UK from a famous place? Would it be Stonehenge? Would it be Trafalgar Square? Would it be, I don't know, Windsor Castle? Like, what are the places that are famous for you that you would want other people to see, or you want them to know about the UK? Like, what's the place? For me, for the United States, I think it's the open expanse of the United States. I always think of the Grand Canyon. I'm more of a national parks person in the United States. I'm not a DC type of person. New York City's always pretty cool. I like the cities, the vibe, the culture there. But I like the fact that in the United States you can go anywhere and get from palm trees to desert to mountains to snow, and national parks are my thing. That would be the one thing if I said, hey, what's the United States? What's a famous place that I'd recommend people see and visit? It is for me national parks from Grand Canyon, Yellowstone, Yosemite, Acadia in Maine. Um, anyway, enough of that. More about the UK. Southwark Cathedral. Um, Southwark Cathedral, Southeast 1, I guess, in London. So, Southwark. Where are the friends that Cuddy Sark is around here somewhere? I think it's over here. But yeah, I've got a lot of places to check off and visit when I visit London. Hopefully soon. That'll help. It'll be helpful. Help. I guess what I'm trying to say is the likes, the visits, the growth of this channel will be how I get there. I think because I can make excuses. Hey, I got to go to the UK for this all over the map channel. Can I get there for other things? No, I've got kids. I coach youth football. I've got a job. So anyway, I need an excuse. I need an excuse to go visit London. So let's take a look at Southwark Cathedral Church in London, England. Southwark. Anyway, it's the mother church of the diocese. It's been a place of Christian worship for more than 1,000 years, and it was not raised to cathedral status until the creation of the Diocese of Southwark in 1905. So pretty cool looking church, and there's a shard behind. But if you've been to any of these locations, if you've been across the bridge, if you've been to Ibrox, if you've been to Stonehenge or Southwark, yeah, I just can't say it. Let us know. Ooh, this is not what I expected here for the fifth and final round of famous UK places. Feels like a place something nefarious is going to happen. I don't know. But if I'm still on the limestone, or it feels like a quarry of some sort, maybe an old quarry, where there's just a waterfall. Maybe it's the largest, maybe it's the tallest waterfall in the UK. I don't know, but I guess the water's clear there. It looks dark, probably because the dark trees around it, the dark sky, but or the cloud. Anyway, I don't know where this is, so you know what I'm gonna do? I am just gonna drop it. Let's go down here. Cotswolds. Well, there are caves, so hopefully we're in an area like this. No, not even close. 215 miles, and we are at the High Force waterfall. Okay, well, what's High Force waterfall? Well, let's find out. At least I will find out. I'm sure most of you probably already know. Okay, High Force is a waterfall. The waterfall, it plunges 70 feet. Wow. Okay, so it does can flow pretty fast, I guess, with floods and whatnot. But popular culture appeared in Emmerdale. Notable visitors. Well, let's take a quick look at the waterfalls. So it is not the largest or the tallest waterfall, but it is, well, anyway, somewhere on there. No, it's not on there. What are the meters? It's at 70 feet. 21 meters. Yes, it's not even close to it. But anyway, if you've been to the High Force, let us know. So that was a cool, unique, famous UK places game. It's a good variety. If you like this one, it's a little longer one today, here on this Monday. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know if you like famous places. Maybe we'll make this. We'll do this next couple weeks on our daily UK No Move challenge. But in any case, that's all I have for today. Hopefully you have a great week. Until next time, cheers.